Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Creativity Broadcast. I'm your host Laura, here to do a collective creativity reading. Was literally on my way out the door to go for my swim, and I just got this little bolt of lightning to come and deliver this message. I consulted the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and it's kind of interesting because the energy that I was getting, I was literally being shown fingers almost like stirring paint or like mixing together, like blending two colors. And so the energy of this is it's kind of intense because there's like this new freshness and this purity and this excitement. And there's also a really strong message of letting go, almost like a blending of two things at once. And so no surprise that when I asked Sacred Rebels Oracle for some clarification about this message, it actually gave me two cards. And the two cards, first, Come to Life, which is all about waking up your creativity and coming online by making stuff. And then Relax the Hold of Darkness and Be at Cause, literally letting go of the heaviness and the dark energy. So if this is resonating, sit tight because we're about to get some clarification and some direct support about what to do here. Come to Life, 43. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. Come to life. All right. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You're bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious, sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more than a swirling cacophony, how do you pronounce that word, of habitual reactions. Okay, this is the important part. This is like the beginning of that swirling of paint that I was seeing. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. Yeah. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. You might need to paint, write, enact ritual, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do this. Yeah, this is, wow. This is a very intense moment, and you might be feeling it if you've been feeling very off kilter lately and sort of confused by it. I know my experience of this is things are going well, and so because things are going well, I'm sort of expecting that I'll just feel good. And what's actually happening is the more that I'm putting myself out there creatively, and letting my creativity actually be felt in my body instead of a thing I'm intellectually doing. I'm thinking particularly about my musicianship, about music and singing. There's a way to sing that's very intellectual and kind of hanging back, trying to get it right. And then there's a way that I can sing where it's fully from me and it feels very embodied, and there's a sensuality to it, almost I'm more interested in how I feel singing than thinking about what it's going to sound like. And because that is now landing in my body, there's all this stuff waking up, and there's been joy, and there's also been rage, and also a lot of grief because, one of my favorite readers on YouTube, Renee from True Path Tarot, Renee always says that with growth comes grief. And it's true. And so I think we're being actually given very specific guidance here to relax the hold of darkness and to choose to come to life. We're actually being directed very specifically that if you're feeling as you're starting to be more creative and bring yourself into the world a little bit more, you might be feeling grief or rage, or you might be feeling disconnected from your body because you don't want to feel those things. And I think this other card is saying, hey, like, this is an important step, and you don't have to descend into the darkness another time. You can accept that the darkness is here and needs to be felt, perhaps, but it's being felt so that you can move forward with lightness into this new you and into this new future, instead of it being like dragging you into the past one more time. I'm also getting that with this energy, with both of these being blended together, it's so funny because the image I was getting was literally like, do you remember being in elementary school? Well, that's in the US, we'd say elementary school, but in other parts of the world, I think they would say primary school. And you're like in the art room and you've just got these like primary colors of like tempera paint, and you're just like, they're getting squirted onto paper in front of you, and you're just like moving them around and making new colors, and like it's really playful. And that was like that's like the texture. So like the fact that I was like seeing an image, but also that it's coming with like this texture, the sense memory, there's like a scent to it. There's like a way that paint feels on your fingers. This is like this very important nuance in this message, that how things feel to you is super duper important right now. And it's actually asking to be deepened. Like, you're actually asking to feel your creativity even more deeply. This is extra important because of the message we had last week about seeing the true you. And how things feel to you in your body is a really powerful way to access more of the true you, of what's real and true for you. I'm also getting, I'm going to ask for some clarification here, but there's like an energy to this as well. We're going to go for animals. Yeah, we're going to do the animals today. There's an energy here about like deserving the light instead of the darkness. Almost like this is a very powerful new beginning energy for you. And there's a part of you that like doesn't believe it. Yeah. So let's see what the animals have to say about that. Okay, I'll just jump out when it's ready. Thank you. Oh, we got two. Oh my God. This is wild. This is so crazy. Wolf and deer. Yeah, so it's like, yet again, we have this duality of experience right now. We have the wolf. The wolf is a leader. The wolf is a hunter. The wolf is the leader of the pack and like tending to the pack. It's a leadership conversation. Deer, which is like the prey of the wolf. God, that's crazy. So, and deer is a lot more about grace and gentleness. Wow. So it's almost like every step you take as the leader of your life is maybe going to feel aggressive right now and intentional, and that's on purpose. And you've been working toward this for a really long time. Oh, you've been working toward this for a long time. So it might be hard for you to accept that it's actually working out. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. It's almost like you're scared of your own power. It's like that Marianne Williamson quote about how we're not actually scared of our darkness, like we're actually scared of our light. And so right now, I think we're actually being asked to continue to take bold steps, continue to come to life, and to be extremely gentle with ourselves and tend to the parts of us that get scared, like to actually be soft. So if we get intimidated or we encounter a block right now, yeah, the guidance here isn't to back away because of the block. It's to embrace the block with a lot of faith, but to be soft with yourself about it. No more spiral of doom. That's over. We're not doing that anymore. And deer is about grace and treading lightly. And it's also about security. So this is really important because this is about you choosing to be a very safe place for yourself as you're stepping into these new parts of yourself. It's you that is the inner sanctuary, not the outside world, not the project, even though I do feel like music is my sanctuary. But what this is about is like, it's actually not about the project or the circumstance, even if it's going well. It's not about that. It's about you learning how to really let yourself be safe with you in this new reality. No matter what happens, you are soft and you can handle it. Your softness is your strength. So let's read what there is to say about these. Oh, I'm in the wrong suit. What am I doing? Okay, wolf. Guardian of family and tribe, activism, ritual. The wolf's message is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. This also includes you thinking there's like a right way you're supposed to process things. So you might be having like more childlike emotions right now, and you might be like, stop feeling that way. We're adults now. This is like, stop having expectations about how you are also going to feel and give yourself a lot of space to move through it. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. So this, I'm really getting that, like, while this might be a group project, like I have a band, for example, this is not so much about tending to the pack as it is tending to your inner pack, like all of your different parts right now. Imagine that like all of your parts are the planets in the solar system, and they're all like orbiting the sun and like hurtling through space together. They have to work together in order for that to work, right? So it says, when in balance, reliable, democratic, fearless. When out of balance, judgmental or dominating. So this is definitely like, is your inner judge having a lot to say because you expect that you'll be like, I'm a wolf, I can handle anything right now, which is true. But you also need to meet it with a lot of softness for the parts of you that are scared. Because this is what happens when we take on like creative ontological leadership. It's a transformational process that we're going through. We're becoming a new version of ourselves as we work on the things that we're working on. And when we start to embrace more of our power and own that, little parts of us get really scared because that power to our little parts alienates people or resources or security or something like that. I have like a really strong relationship with my, one of my little parts, which is like the people pleaser. She just like desperately wants to be approved of and loved, and that's like a function of her world, which lives in the past and sometimes lives in me when I get scared. But my adult self has a much stronger understanding of like how boundaries actually work, and that in healthy relationships, people don't just abandon you because you weren't available to answer their question or handle their problem or like whatever, So this is to say, like, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised that all of your parts might be like activated right now. It's because you're coming to life, and you might experience that in your body in a different way right now. Yeah. So it says to bring into balance, practice letting go. Yeah. Okay, let's listen to the deer, which is immediately before it in the deck, by the way. This deck is organized in like different ecosystems in the animal kingdom, but it's stratified by where they are in the food chain. So it's deer, wolf. It's interesting. Okay. Deer, loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. Yeah. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace calms the room. A sense of grace calms the room. This is, if you're like struggling with your parts, a really great practice is to sit down, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and imagine a deer walking the perimeter of your room, creating the energy of calm in your space. That's something I just made up. That's not from the reading. That's something you can do. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them toward a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. Yeah. Oh, a quiet tenderness. When a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. Yeah, because this is like the breakthrough of your life happening right now, is being able to wake yourself up, do something important to you, and do it with your light and your brightness. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, nurturing. When out of balance, concerned or protective. To bring into balance nature, children. It's probably just like the beautiful, divine, delightful chaos of being around children. You know, they're so pure and chaotic and amazing. And like, I think one of the things that can be so inspiring about kids, especially at like an awakening moment like this, is that like kids are like purely experiencing the world and learning things for the first time. And you might also, like to a certain extent, be learning things for the first time. Like, and it's not like, it's not, maybe it's not like learning things for the first time, but it's more along the lines of like bringing a beginner's eyes to what you're doing. Yes. And that's feeling really special right now with like the melding of these paints for you, because you are like, it's easy to want to rest on our laurels and to be like, I've already proved myself. I know how to do this, da da da. But that's actually a limiting energy right now. And this is a really strong message to stay curious and stay open about like what's new right now, what's here for you to experience in a new way. An example of this is like, I've been playing piano and singing since I was really little. Like I started piano lessons when I was 5. But to be able to get up on stage with a band filled with people that I trust and feel supported by and have fun with, and then like get used to kind of like owning the space as a like mostly lead singer, owning the room when we're up there to play, getting used to like the nuance of like all the different aspects of like the technical side of playing music live. Like there's so many parts of me that I'm bringing from past experience to do this, but like I have to take a beginner's mindset, because if I take my like, I'm good at this, I'm used to the stage to it instead, my ego's going to be too big to allow for learning and to allow all of that to really take shape. Because when we bring our ego with us and when we're more focused on like proving that we can do a good job at whatever we're doing, we lose the like innocence of discovery. And like there's a magic as a creative person to like really being in the present and like letting yourself open up to being surprised by whatever's happening. And it's like, it's delightful and it's light, right? Which is really different than like the darker energy of like, been here, done that. Yeah. Wow. I'm so happy for you. This is really like, this is a really special time. I think you're going to look back on this time and remember how powerful it was to learn how to be sweet to yourself, and how amazing it was to like actually have both the wolf and the deer alive in your life at the same time. So an action step, number 1, keep making the big moves. They're correct. Number 2, practice that deer meditation that I just randomly came up with. Like sit down, take some deep breaths so that you relax, and then envision the deer of serenity and calmness, just like circling you in the room and creating space for that. And then see how you feel. Like, how's your body feeling? You know, is there tension in any parts of your body? And what message does that part of your body have? You know, like, I know that often that like my inner 8-year-old talks to me through like tightness in my chest. Like, she's like, ah! So spend some time alone. Take the big steps and spend some time in your gentleness. Go ahead and comment below if this is resonating. What are the big steps that you're taking? What are you stepping into? I would really love to know. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. That was really, really, really special. Again, my name's Laura, and I put out these readings every week. And from time to time, I'll also do more creative living tutorials, some how-tos and stuff like that. You can hit subscribe if you haven't. You can hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I put out a new video. And if this one in particular resonated with you, go ahead and hit like, because that communicates to me, more of this, please. I've also got some really cool free stuff below. I have a free guide called Uncover Your Creative Magic you might want to check out. In addition to my like super course about creativity called Creative Clear Out, which I love. It's like a colonic for your creative life. Gross, but like accurate. Get you back in the zone of creating. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.